Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a while since I uploaded, but I am going to be uploading more consistently starting soon. I'm not exactly sure what my schedule is going to be, but I want to try to upload at least once or twice a week, because right now I know I have a shot to make it with this, and that's honestly thanks to you guys, and I don't want to let it slip away. So that being said, let's get into today's video, which you might have already guessed by the clips in the background, is a video on how to improve on piece control. Alright, so the first thing you guys gotta know about piece control is that it's extremely situational. However, if you use it correctly, 95% of the time you eliminate your opponent without taking damage or taking very little damage. The whole point of piece control and the reason it's actually called piece control is because what you're essentially doing is you're making sure every build around your opponent or every build where they're going to go is yours. This way you can completely control the fight. Piece control right now is definitely the meta, and that's for two reasons. It works, and honestly, it just looks really, really cool. So I'm gonna show you guys 3 tips and 3 techniques you can use to box almost every person you fight. That being said, piece control does not work all the time. It's a lot of practice and trying to figure out where your opponent's gonna go. It's like kind of like mind games almost. And speaking of mind games, we're gonna go to the first trick I'm gonna show you guys called pre-boxing. Alright, so pre-boxing by far is definitely the hardest thing I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to show you guys the basic idea of it, and then I'm going to roll some clips, and I'm going to explain what I'm doing in the moment. This way you guys can get a better feel and see a bunch of different situations that I use them in. Alright, so there's 2 situations that you can pre-box somebody in. 1, it's when you're on the same level as them, or 2, you're above them, and you're waiting for them to either go out here, 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 or here. So for example, if there's an opponent in this box, and I know he's on a ramp like this healing up, what I can do is I can bait him by smacking on his cone, making him think I'm going to take it. And then hopefully he'll go out one of these sides. And knowing which way he's going to go out is very, very confusing. Half of it, I would say, is getting lucky. And the other half is listening to the audio, seeing where his footsteps are going, listening for edits. That's a huge thing. If you hear this, you know he's going out that way. So I'm going to go like this real quick and box him. And that's very, very important in this season, especially. There's no guns that can 200 pump, so the best way to kill somebody is basically catch them off guard and get the first shot on them. If you guys both have a blue tack, the only way you're winning that fight is if you get the first shot on him, and the best way to do that is catching him off guard. So yeah, this is pre-boxing. You listen for an edit, cone floor, so you know he can't come up, double it down, and you can go for this last wall, but honestly, the majority of the time, if you go for these 2, take a shot, you usually have time to place this wall in the moment. But the only thing he can do in this situation is either break through this floor, take the aim battle with you, and do more damage than you, or go back into here. And then at that point, if you have a couple shots on him already, he's in a situation where he has to play defensive. He has to heal. This way you can play aggressive on him, try to take his wall, and majority of the time, he's just going to be stuck in a situation where he cannot heal if you push him effectively. Keeping pressure is a huge thing to stop a person from healing. Whether you're taking their wall, going like this over and over again, even if they have better ping than you and you can't take their wall, just keep trying. Or the worst case scenario, you can exploit in, just like this, and finish them off like that. Now, if you're on the same level as them, majority of the time, what's going to happen is if you have this wall, they're probably going to go either up from here or just out to the side and try to get you a different angle on you. So what I recommend doing is placing a wall, editing it, cone, wall. And like it, same things, you're on the top of them. The only thing they can do in this situation is either go back in or try to take the aim duel with you, or go down, or go back into the box that they came from. And like, the same thing as before, this is all just based off sound cues and prediction. So yeah, I'm gonna roll some clips and hopefully give you guys some insight to help you guys win some more fights like this. Alright, so here's the first example I have for you guys of pre-boxing. This is in a 1v1 with pumps. So right here, I see him underneath me. I know he's either going to side jump here. So what my idea here was is I'm going to jump down. I'm going to place a ramp. I'm going to try to get a wall on the right, edit, and then shoot him before he can side jump. So I want to basically just box him in, get a shot on him. So right here, he decides to run back down the ramp, come over this way. He places a wall. So I know he's either going to place another ramp and go up. So immediately I jump up, get ready for it. Place a wall of my own, just to make sure he cannot edit through this floor and get an angle on me. And immediately I see him here. So I put a cone and a floor right to his right. Double it down, cone on the floor. I put 2 walls, but I hit the shot. So that's all that matters. I was able to get the kill off of this. I'm going to replay this real quick. Same thing, he jumped down. I know he's going to go back up here. See him going out to the right. Cone, immediately ready to shoot because I'm editing with my shotgun out. That's another huge thing you guys have to make sure you're doing is edit with your shotgun out so you're always ready to shoot. And I hit him with the 200 pump. Next clip I'm going to roll for you guys is with tacks. So this is something you would see this meta. And like I said, The only way, in my opinion, to effectively win a fight with tax is to hit them first. If you hit them first and you hit them for 26, you do that 3 times in a row. Meanwhile, they hit you for 110 and then like a 40 body shot, you're screwed. So that's the only thing you can do, is just make sure you hit hard and hit them first. And most of the time you will win the fight. And the best way to do it is piece control. So right here, I'm building up. This guy's cranking with me. I know he's underneath me. You can even see his head right down here. Replay this real quick. So he's right underneath me. I hear him go out to the right. I get him boxed. He's a charge. So instead of editing out, which he could have done, this was his wall. He goes for the aim fight and he loses. It's hard when you have attack, even if it's purple like he had, if you've missed the shot. So replay it real quick. Underneath me. Boxed him. And yeah, I won the fight. I didn't miss. First couple shots did hit weak, but I was able to keep going because I had him full box. I knew I was protected if I went in there. So yeah, that's another really good example of that. Now the next tip I'm going to show you guys for piece control is subtle piece control. And the most effective thing you can use, in my opinion, is cones. Cones and ramps. Ramps are a little bit more situational. Cones are good because, unlike a Mongrel Classic, if I was to take this guy's wall and throw a ramp in there and then edit it, there's a chance that he saw the ramp. He has time to get out the back if he wanted to edit out. But if there's a cone, it's immediately turns into an aim fight. So the best thing you can do is take somebody's wall, throw a cone in. This way, it's immediately a aim fight. If they didn't expect it, which sometimes they will if they're smart. This guy was staring at me, so you kind of have to go for a right-hand peek, which is what I do. But if you throw a cone in the box, you will win the fight most of the time. So I'm going to show you guys what I do here. So right there, I shoot because I was expecting him to edit. It also gets the wall weak at the same time. So he edits. I edit my ramp twice, kind of bait him out a little bit, which it did. I take his wall, throw a cone immediately into his box, and then just go for the aim fight, and I win it. Right here, he was freaking out a little bit. He's still here holding his wall. Meanwhile, there's a cone in his box, and 2 seconds later, he's dead. So, very, very, very effective. And something you always want to do, too, is you want to pre-fire. When it comes to piece control, pre-firing is super, super, super huge. Right here, what I do, I keep my crosshair on the guy, right? So, if he does edit, it does hit him, right? Right here, if he edits that, it was a headshot. But at the same point, I'm getting his wall weak, so right here, I'm able to take it. And meanwhile, he was not prepared for it. There's literally nothing here he could do. That's also another tip for you guys. Always make sure you have a cone in your box. If, like, for the example, this guy did not have a cone in his box, so an easy kill, and I was able to effectively do it by baiting him out. And it's something you always want to do. You want to make sure you have a cone in your box so you can't get Mongrel Classic, or you can't have this happen. So the last clip I'm going to show you guys for subtle piece control is this one that I have here. So right here, me and this guy are building up. This isn't a realistic with pump, but it's still the same thing. Just want to get my point across for you guys. So right here, I'm building up with this guy, right? So I know that he's coming up at an angle over here, right? So I can see his builds being placed. So either he's going to ramp this way, or he's going to ramp over this way where I'm going, like diagonal over one box. So what I do is I see him right over here, right? I immediately place a cone here. So if he wants to come this way, which he ended up doing, I got an easy shot on him because he wasn't expecting a cone. The reason placing a cone is super, super effective, if they were on a flat area like this, like a ramp, then they went to a floor. If they go to a cone right after, it's a little bit elevated and it'll mess up their aim. So right here, he's walking over a cone. He's trying to place a ramp. He places a floor. He's trying to place a ramp here. As you can see, as this builds out. He was not expecting it. I was able to hit a 130. I have one wall here on him. I have this floor. I have this other wall. So he can either go out this way, and I know that. So I came down, and I immediately shoot him. And if you look, he was ready to go out this way. He was starting to walk that way. You know, like that was his plan. Can't go out behind him. That was his only out was that wall. So yeah, I was able to get an easy kill off this guy because that one cone. And that's just simple piece control. That anybody can do this. It's super, super easy. It's just situational. So yeah, guys, that about wraps up this video. If you guys did learn anything from this video, please consider dropping a like and sub if you guys want to see more content from my channel. Sorry about the video being so long. It's at probably about 9.5 minutes. Probably the longest video I think I've ever uploaded. But there definitely is a lot of things to learn with piece control, and I feel like the only way to do it was me showing clips and going through it. So yeah, thank you guys so much for all the support. It's been Tempted. Peace.